Excellency, Mr. Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of India, Excellency Mr. Robert Mugabe, President of Zimbabwe and Chairperson of the African Union, Excellency Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to address the third Africa-India Forum Summit. I would like to express my profound appreciation to the government and people of India for their excellent hospitality extended to me and my delegation since our arrival in this historic and beautiful city of New Delhi. The people of Africa and India have had all-round relations for millennia. In recent decades, they have fought colonialism and apartheid, which has further strengthened the relationship. Africa and India have also worked hand in hand to achieve sustainable development. They are also now fighting for causes that have taken longer, such as poverty eradication, sustainable development, terrorism, and achieving a more fair and just world. We believe that what the Summit Forum of India-Africa is doing is, therefore, take long-standing relation to a high level so that people of Africa and India benefit and take their rightful place in the affairs of the world. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is to be recalled that Ethiopia was honored to host the second Africa-India Summit Forum in May 2011 in Addis Ababa. The summit adopted the Addis Ababa Declaration and the Africa-India Framework for Enhanced Cooperation. During that summit, both sides agreed to build on the outcomes of the first India-Africa Summit Forum and to give additional substance to the partnership and to widen its scope. Africa and India declared to work together to address the global challenge of our times. During the Addis Ababa Summit, a number of initiatives were undertaken by the former Prime Minister of India, Dr. Manmohan Singh. India's initiatives, which were aimed to continue to support effort at infrastructure development, regional integration, capacity building, and human resource development in Africa, were warmly welcomed. India also undertook initiatives at the Pan-African level, including an India-Africa food processing cluster, an India-Africa integrated textile cluster, an India and Africa Center for Medium-Range Weather Forecasting, and an India and Africa Institute of Agriculture and Rural Development. These initiatives demonstrate, in part, India's commitment to support Africa's human resource development and institution building, thus enabling us to speed up our own development vision and integration. I would like to note with satisfaction that Ethiopia was selected to host the India-Africa Integrated Textile Cluster, and work to implement this project is underway. I am also pleased to note that India's support to our effort at regional integration through the Ethio-Djibouti railway construction is in the tendering process. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I am confident that we will further build on the outcomes of the second Forum Summit and achieve an even stronger results here in Delhi. Ethiopia welcomes the wide-ranging and important areas of cooperation contained in the Africa-India Framework for a Strategic Cooperation document. Indeed, the theme of this summit, which is titled, I quote, Partners in Progress Towards a Dynamic and Transformative Development Agenda, end of quote, says it all. In this connection, I would like to note that for more than a decade, Africa has experienced a sustained level of economic growth, greater peace and stability, and positive movements on a number of human development indicators. We are committed to sustain these positive developments so that Africa becomes one of the key growth pillars of the world. Similarly, India over the last couple of decades has made commendable progress in all fields, thus underscoring the aptness of the theme of our summit, Partners in Progress. Since our last summit, A number of important developments have taken place which would inform and further enhance Africa-India cooperation. We in Africa have adopted our Agenda 2063, which is a plan for Africa's structural transformation, with its detailed first 10 years implementation plan. Just last month, the international community adopted the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, along with a set of new global goals, which are seen as universal, integrated, and transformative vision for a better world. I wish to mention at this juncture that prior to the adoption of the new global goals, Ethiopia had hosted the third United Nations International Conference on Financing for Development in July 2015 in Addis Ababa. These are processes which will have a significant bearing on our partnership. In this connection, I would like to note with appreciation the fact that our partners from India have taken full account of Africa's positions and priorities as contained in Agenda 23. I also note with satisfaction that Africa and India will partner in implementing the new global goals. Therefore, I would like to conclude by assuring this August Assembly that Ethiopia will spare no effort to realize the huge benefits that will accrue from a strengthened India-Africa partnership. Long live India-Africa partnership. I thank you for your kind attention.